My colleagues have walked now through different actions by the President of the United States, and I'd like to talk through that pattern briefly. And if you'd like, I'll be referring you to the displayed slide. On the first row in that chart, pictures people who, according to the report, President Trump directed to deny facts. Can you give us your reactions to the President asking the three people in the first row to deny facts? I'll start with Professor McQuaid.
Looking at the pictures, I see what appears to be Donald Trump Jr. Is that Hope Hicks, maybe?
Yes, Hope Hicks
and Don McGahn.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess just to answer the question generally, denying facts suggests someone is being unhelpful in an investigation. We have heard some advocates here say President Trump was, an open book and sharing information, but that is not consistent with asking people to deny facts that are true, to deny what happened. With regard to Donald Trump Jr. and Hope Hicks, of course, it was rewriting the press statement about what happened at the Trump Tower meeting. That is a case that is perilously close to criminal behavior, meeting with a foreign adversary for assistance in the campaign. Robert Mueller concluded that that was not a crime because he was not able to establish willfulness, that is, knowledge that it was a crime, and that the material received was a thing of value, not that it didn't happen and that it wasn't terribly unpatriotic. And so I think denying facts is certainly consistent with obstruction of justice.
Thank you. Now let's turn to the second row. According to notes written by former Attorney General Jeff Sessions' Chief of Staff, Joseph Hunt, when Sessions told the President that a special counsel had been appointed, the President, and I quote, slumped back in his chair and said, "Oh my God, this is terrible. This is the end of my presidency. I am," the F word, and I'm a mom. My kids are probably watching, which is why I don't want to say it. The report then documents attempts by the President to curtail the special counsel's investigation, which the report found, quote, linked to the special counsel's oversight of investigations that involved the President's conduct. That's volume 2, page 89. The second row in that chart pictures people who, according to the report, President Trump asked in some way to curtail the special counsel's investigation. Can you give us your reactions to the portions of the Mueller report which describe the President asking the people in row 2 to curtail the special counsel's investigation?
So I'm old enough that I'm going to flunk the eye chart exam here. But I'll talk about the incident with Attorney General Sessions, because this is well documented, and we know that what the President wanted to have the Attorney General do was to strictly limit the Mueller investigation so that it could only look forwards, so that it could not look backwards. And this means that the President of the United States wanted to make sure that there was no investigation into his own conduct, no investigation into the conduct of his associates, and no investigation into the conduct of Russia, which attacked our elections. This, I think, is dangerous territory for a president to be in. It certainly speaks in several of these events, particularly this one with former Attorney General Sessions and with Don McGahn, of obstructive conduct. It's certainly something that could be of interest to this body.
Thank you, Ms. Vance. Now, let's turn to row 3. The report states, quote, that many of the President's acts directed at witnesses included discouragement of cooperation with the government and suggestions of possible future pardons, and that the President engaged in conduct involving public attacks on the investigation, non-public efforts to control it, and efforts in both public and private to encourage witnesses not to cooperate with the investigation. That's in volume 2, page 7. Row 3 shows people who, according to the report, President Trump encouraged not to cooperate with the special counsel's investigation. Can you give us your reactions to the portions of the Mueller report where the President contacted those witnesses? Either Ms. McCain.
That question to me?
Either.
I'm old enough that I've had cataract surgery and I can see the chart.
You can, that's great.
And I did address that in my opening statement, the fact that pardons were dangled throughout and may still be the case that they're being dangled. There's no question that's an obstruction as far as the Congress is concerned. It was paragraph 9 of Article 1 of the Nixon impeachment proceeding. So this body has set the precedent as far as their view of presidential conduct. that it is improper.
Thank you, Mr. Dean. I yield back my time.